to raise healthy, successful children and youth through services including counseling, early learning, youth development, domestic violence, and education support for school-aged children. Committed to serving the African American community, Atlantic Street Center provides services and support for all marginalized people. Learn more at AtlanticStreetCenter.org.
Hello, listener. What's important to you about what's going on in your community? Are you interested? Are you concerned? In any case, I invite you to tune into my show, Seattle Here and Now, on Rainier Avenue Radio.org. Why? I will be covering a wide range of topics important to you and impacting the community. Each show will have a special guest or guests to share with you information on a variety of subjects that are happening here and now in Seattle. I promise I will work hard to make my show informative, interesting, and entertaining. Be sure to listen to Seattle Here and Now on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
If you or a family member are 55 or over and need nursing home level care, but want to keep living where you are, check out Providence Elder Place PACE. This program offers healthcare, housing, transportation, and recreational activities. There are no co-pays or deductibles, and it's covered through Medicare and Medicaid. Providence Elder Place PACE works to keep you healthy and in your home. Call 206-320-5325 or visit providence.org Elder Place. Providence.org Elder Place.
My name is Josephine, and I live in Renton, Washington. Even after getting COVID in 2020, I still did not want to have anything to do with the vaccination. There was much fear in the African American community. Before you do anything, pray. And make sure that you're praying to get the answer and not praying to get your answer. Reconsider asking yourself why you are hesitant about getting it. To learn more, please visit reconsiderwa.org.
Here with the Rainier Avenue Radio Traffic Update. You can listen to us in your car 24/7 anytime by downloading the free TuneIn app. Once you do, search Rainier Avenue Radio. And remember, do not curse out your fellow drivers. This has been your Rainier Avenue Radio Traffic Update.
Welcome to Real Estate and Money, a half-hour program on Rainier Avenue Radio.world designed to help you whether you're a buyer, seller, investor, or renter in real estate. Your hosts are two local professionals who will escort you on your journey. Violeta Strash, who has years of media advertising and marketing experience and brings this extensive knowledge to John L. Scott Real Estate and all our clients. And Tina Lombard, who is a mortgage loan originator with Guaranteed Rate Affinity, with over 28 years of experience. And now here's Violeta and Tina.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Hi, Tina. Hey, Tina, you're muted. Oh.
There I am. I'm muted.
Yeah.
How's everybody?
I'm good. It's actually sunny here in Seattle. What's happening there?
Yes, it's sunny, 80 degrees.
80?
Yes.
Oh, we don't have that here, but at least it's sunny.
Yes, I'm so beautiful.
Purple tulips can grow.
I love it. I have purple tulips here. This is awesome. So how is everybody doing? We want to welcome everybody to the show. We're going to be talking about the Asia Pacific Islanders Month, National Historical Month, and we're going to have a special guest with us today. So you want to stay tuned for that.
Yes, Kathy Yang, I know you're there watching. We'll be ready to go. But first, I'm going to do my market update, right, Tina?
Yes, please.
Okay, here we go. Daniel, in King County, we're looking at 680 new listings as of last week. That's quite a bit. See, now we're seeing a surge of more sellers coming into the market, ready to go, and the buyers that have been waiting are there now. They're seeing more inventory than they have in the past. And in the past week, we sold 510 homes in King County at an average price of $1,218,000, with an average price last year of $1,110,000, and that is a 10% increase. Now we look at the days on the market. How long did it take for these homes to sell in the past week, or actually year to year? Last year we were looking at 22 days, and it's now down to 15 days. So there you have a couple weeks, and it's still going fast. And you'll see the other counties in a second here, but I wanted to take a look at the average percentage against the listing price. So what do these homes go for? Last year, it went for 102.4% over list price. This year, homes are going for 106.3% over list price. There's your increase right there. Pierce County, last week, we got 312 homes and 295 homes sold, an average price of $655,000. Last year, it was $581,000. Then that's a 13% increase. Days on the market, 23 last year versus 16 this year. That's a week. Takes a week to sell your home, folks. Be ready to get it listed. And the average price last year was 102.2% over list price. And this year, these homes sold at 103.4% increase over list price. And lastly, we go to Snohomish County, where we see $925,600 as the average price, and for this year versus 785,000 homes. I mean, $785,000 last year. We see 318 homes this past week, and 249 homes have been sold. Days on the market, 20 last year, 13 this year. That's a week difference. And then for the average cost over listing price, last year was 102.6%, and this year 106.1%. So sellers are still seeing an increase over what they're listing their homes for. There are more homes on the market, and buyers are there ready to snap them up. And now Tina will talk to you about the current interest rates. And let's go for it, Tina.
Yes, I wanted to show you my purple flowers. So I've got some purple tulips too.
Oh, see, that looks just like the picture.
Yeah.
What the heck? I haven't seen them in person yet.
Okay, so well, what I want to do, if Dan, I sent you the mortgage rate, so you can see there. Thank you so much for being so quick with that. As you can see, the 30-year fixed rate is at 5.584, and that is the mortgage average across the U.S. And that went down slightly, just ever so slightly this past week. 15-year went down just slightly at 4.7, 20-year 5.625, and conventional FHA, I'm sorry, is at 5.5, so it's a little bit lower. And 30-year fixed VA is at 5.125. It's the best rate out there. Now, as you can see, except for the FHA loan, mortgage rates are starting to come back just a little bit, so they're stabilizing. So remember the last couple of shows, the interest rates were just hiking up like crazy.
Yeah.
But I think everybody got the message, all the mortgage lenders, all the banks, everybody got the message that it's scaring the clients. And the last couple of weeks, mortgage applications came to a very, very slow crawl. And without a strong housing market, the industry or the economy is at risk. So anyways, these are the rates right now nationally across the country. So thank you for showing that, Daniel. If you have got the desire to buy a house right now, please go ahead and do so. This is kind of a breather there that's going on. And the last couple of weeks, we have been telling you, get out there, get your application going. And so what's happened is the people who listen to us, they actually made offers this past week, and there was nobody there to compete with. So I got 3 purchase contracts this weekend for people who have been approved for over a month, because they said, okay, I don't care if it's 5 point whatever, I'm making an offer. And guess what? They were the only ones. Maybe there's 1 or 2 other people competing, and they won the deal. So that's still going to be the story the next couple of weeks. Don't be scared of those rates. Those rates aren't going anywhere soon, but the appreciation of homes are still going up. So go out there and grab and snag your house.
Yeah, and that's a great time to negotiate these deals, right? There are no competing offers, escalation clauses. I see them still once in a while, but there's a lot more inventory now. People are excited, and they'll be looking, but still really cautious because of the rates. Don't lose equity on that home because you're waiting for the rates to do something, right?
That's exactly it. You remember Kmart. You remember the blue? You remember the blue light special?
Yeah.
Blue light special start going, and you're like, what? You're running. Mom's telling the little kids, run, grab it. Okay, so it's kind of like that right now. If you hesitate, what aisle, what blah, 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 while you're thinking about it, somebody's running down the aisle and they're grabbing that blue light special. By the time you get there, it is gone. Okay. So what's going on now? We got the blue light special going. There's a breather. There's a breather in the interest rate. You go run and grab that house, because by the time everybody else figures it out, it'll be gone and it'll be $50,000 more. Right?
Okay.
So that's what's going on. Okay.
Well, okay. You know what? We wanted to talk to you guys today, have a little discussion about the month of May, the Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Did I forget any other groups?
No,
I don't know.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many things going on out there. And we recognize a lot of things in the Filipino community, but we've got a friend, Kathy Yang, who is with us today. And she's going to talk about the Korean side of things. And we talk about traditions and what culturally is happening in these various communities, Asian communities. And we've got a perspective from someone new. And is Kathy there right now? Let's talk about things happening. Hi, Kathy. Welcome to our show. There's Tina.
Yes. Hello. Hi. How are you, Kathy?
Hi, Tina. Nice to meet you.
Great. Nice to meet you.
So, let's talk real quick about the heritage, the culture, the Korean families. You know what? I bet you anything it's the same. Tina and I are both Filipinos, Kathy. And so
I'm sure we share a lot in common. Very, very family oriented. Obviously, Asian cultures tend to be community focused and family focused. I find that, Korean families, Korean American families, they practice their culture differently, I guess, in terms of how much they, how Korean they remain, or how, more Americanized they have become. And there's holidays and food. Obviously, food is a big part of every culture, I think.
We love food.
Right. We love food. And I don't know, my mom, she's definitely show love by food, and constantly is cooking. I should learn how to cook all those Korean dishes. My daughter tells me that all the time. What are you going to do when, grandma passes away? And I don't know. Eat out all the time. I don't know. So,
do what I do. I cried because I don't know how to make anything.
Yeah. I mean, the nice thing is there's internet, and so there's recipes out there, but there's just something special about the way your mom cooks a particular dish, right? So
exactly. And then you have to clean up all the mess.
Yes.
Who wants to do that?
Generally, families are really close. You and I talked about, whether families live together multi-generationally, and I don't see a whole lot of that, or I feel like I see less and less of that, as long as the parents are self-sufficient. They like to live on their own. I know my mom says, "Oh, I don't want to live with my children." She says, "Oh, that's too much work for me."
She's right.
But there are families that I know where the parents have become very elderly and is no longer able to truly be independent, and so then the families will live together. And I do see a kind of a reluctance to put parents into nursing homes, because maybe I think a big part of it is it's food. A lot of these parents are they immigrated as adults, and their food is very much a big part of their lives. And going into a nursing home where all the food is American food, I think that makes it very difficult. So,
when my mom's health was failing, she didn't want to go to an adult care facility. Mm-hmm. We ended up having to take her to one, but it was run by a Filipino lady, and her healthcare workers were Filipinos. So one, they could talk to them in language.
Mhm.
They could cook the food for them, that they recognize and love. Right, Tina? Didn't your mom go into a situation like that too?
Yes, my mother was actually at an assisted living, a very big popular place in Renton, and they had all the bells and whistles and stuff. But the thing is that she missed the food and the camaraderie, so she did go to her friend who actually had the karaoke, had the Filipino food 24/7, and had the conversations, and even though it was much smaller, my mother was much happier, and it was a home setting.
Yeah, I do find that when there are options for different ethnic groups, then it's much easier for the children to say, oh, okay, this is a nice place for you, and we know you'll be comfortable. So
Right.
I know places down in Southern California. I think there are many places like that for Korean Americans. I'm not, since I haven't had the need to really look into it up here, I'm not aware of too many places.
Mm-hmm. Right. So it's very important. But we were saying how a lot of in our family, we always buy our house and we plan for having an extended family.
Mm-hmm.
We plan for having, kids live up with us. And it's not uncommon for a lot of the Asian communities where sister, cousin, mom, they live in the house just normally, no reason of age, nothing. They just all commune with each other, And then of course, when they get much older, a lot of times it's better for them. For the elderly, they're taken care of by their adult children, and it's just planned into the woodwork.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on to that thought. And before we go into our little break, Kathy, we do a little break here.
Okay.
I just want to say one of my favorite Korean things, BTS. Go, Daniel.
Yeah.
Go, Daniel.
Tune in to Real Estate and Money every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3 here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Join your hosts Violeta Strash with John L. Scott Kent North and Tina Lombard with Guaranteed Rate Affinity. They'll help you navigate the waters of our volatile real estate market and offer you some guidance on how to make your hard-earned money work to make your dreams come true. Learn about current trends, get tips on financial matters, and have fun, interactive discussions about your home inside and out. That's Real Estate and Money.
Okay, before we go on with this conversation, Tina's got some other information to share with us, right, Tina?
Yes. We'll kind of put our conversation in perspective really quick. So Daniel, I just sent you a link. Yeah. So Daniel, I just sent you a link real quick. I don't know if you can pop that up and just show that close-up of that grid real quick. Asian American, the fastest growing ethnic population here in the U.S. And you can see the Asian community, the change from 2000 to the year 2019 was up 81%.
Wow.
So as far as home ownership, also, we are the fastest growing demographic. So earlier, thank you, Daniel. And earlier, I also sent Daniel some slides of the Asian, it's the State of Asia America. So if we go ahead and go to see page number 10 of that report, and this was compiled by the Asian Real Estate Association of America. But you see where all of the Asians are actually moving to, and the larger areas in which Asian populations are actually mortgage ready, so on and so forth. And they're going to Minneapolis, Houston, Chicago, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Boston. So they're moving around, and a lot of these areas, our median income actually makes home ownership very affordable. The amount of income that we're making and the prices of housing, and whether we're house ready or not. And in most of these areas, the Asian population, they are house ready. They're ready to buy. If you can go to number 10, please, really quick, the next page there. Okay, now there's this report, State of the Union report. You can get on the internet, but this right here, I was trying to show. This is the west part of the United States, the demographics for Asians in the west part. There are over 78, is that million or whatever, 78,000 regional population. Seattle, Tacoma area, if you look at the middle of that page there, 14.6% of the population is AAPI. So that's very prevalent for our area. There's a 60% home ownership rate of all of those of us living. And it's broken down by 69% are owned by Vietnamese, 68% Chinese, 53% Filipino, and 50% Asian Indian. And that is in the Seattle, Tacoma, Bellevue area. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for showing that. So I just want to reiterate for our realtors who are out there that this is a population that wants to be serviced. They are mortgage ready. They are mortgage ready. So you don't have to think that, oh, we don't have English as a second language, but you don't have enough money, we don't have enough down, that sort of thing. The Asian population is very, very mortgage ready. And when it comes to your buyers, if you are of Asian descent, so on and so forth, and you've got income, you've got savings and everything else, and you really want to buy a house, you need to reach out to somebody, a professional in the area, and see if we can get you into a house. So it's not unobtainable. In fact, statistics show that we're more than willing and able to buy a house. So that's putting everything into perspective, Kathy. The conversation we're having, we're trying to let people know how easy it is to buy a house and why it is important to pursue this American dream.
So, it's so interesting. I don't know how it is in the Filipino culture, but in Korea, the first thing that people want to do is have their own home. So that's the very thing that, the first thing that they save for. And what used to be until Seoul became, completely unaffordable. But I think that mentality is very much in our culture here in as Korean Americans is, when our grandparents first immigrated, the first thing they wanted to do was save and buy a house. And I would think that, that carries on through the generations. It's kind of, Yeah, it was something. I lived in Federal Way. I just moved out of Federal Way several years ago, but I think it's one of the largest Korean populations in the U.S. Including L.A. And my son actually did stuff with Master Sean down there, and it was a very, very heavy populated community. And I did a lot of loans for people who worked up and down that corridor. And everybody I did a loan for, that applied actually got home. It was just, they qualified. Easy as that. But I think V actually wants to show some pictures of some houses that may actually fit our community.
Yeah. Here's one. Okay. I think we pinpointed that the east side is of Seattle, meaning Bellevue, Kirkland, Redmond, Issaquah. Those are the areas where a lot of Asians tend to migrate. High-tech industry out there and high-paying jobs, real professional. But the prices for homes over on the east side shows how prevalent money is and the prominence. So people migrate to where they're comfortable and they can throw their money around, right? So I looked at a report and it shows that the number one year-to-year increase in home prices is west of I-5 in Bellevue, and this is one of them. And you know what? I was thinking I was going to look in the $800,000 to $900,000 range. No, there was nothing in that range. If we're talking multi-generational, here we go. We're talking about parents, one room, two kids maybe. That's a room apiece, so that's 3 rooms. And say the grandparents or someone else is living in the home, another couple. So you need 4 bedrooms. And I would want at least 2.5 bathrooms, right? So that's my criteria that I put in here. And west of I-5, here's the first one, Daniel, is a Bellevue home with 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths for $2,800,000, a 3,290 square foot home. And that the first home that you had seen is the least expensive option west of I-5 in Bellevue. And then this one right here, it's urban housing, they call it. East of I-5 in Bellevue in the Wilburton. I don't know if you guys know where that is. It's just like South Bellevue off of I-405. 4 bedroom, 2 3/4 bathrooms in these units with 2,995 square feet for $2,800,000. And the last one I saw, I picked up, Daniel, the third one, this house in downtown Kirkland, $2,695,000 with 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, city homes, 2,780 square feet. And, they're all going to be real contemporary. A lot of new construction on the east side, planned communities, because you got Microsoft out there kind of running the show. And they have allocated areas for their people. They have corporate housing. So, what are we going to do with $2 million plus, to get into a house in the east side? Well, no, maybe we'll find something down south, more reasonable, right? And Tina, there and Kathy, there are options. And when we talk about multi-generational housing, where we have the grandparents, the parents, and the kids all living in the home, and in a 4-bedroom, say 4-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom home, you can probably put in 20 Filipinos and they'd be happy.
Okay. Well, it was something, and and Kathy, maybe you can speak more about this. But I know when I was doing loans in Federal Way, a lot of the Korean immigrants that came over, they'd bring 30% down, and a lot of the money they transferred over from Korea. They had a great wealth of money from Korea, and they'd bring them over, and they'd we'd wire transfer from Wells Fargo, what have you. And we would use their funds. But a lot of them are cash heavy.
Wow.
Am I right? A lot of them carry money over from their countries.
Yeah, so I think the newly immigrating people tend to have more cash. They probably sold a home maybe in Korea, in Seoul, which is a very, very high market, right? Very expensive. So they probably have a lot of cash. It's very different. I feel like the people who immigrate now are certainly different than, when we immigrated, 40 plus years ago. And so I think they have more cash on hand. I have a friend who lives in Federal Way, and she, in the last couple of years, moved in with her parents. Their kids are grown, and their parents are getting elderly. So they bought one of these next generation homes. Mm-hmm. And that seems to work out really well. I know that these are being built a lot of times for grown children moving back with their parents, but I think it's working really well for couples who, whose parents are getting elderly and they want to live together, but kind of want to have separate living space.
What is that called again, Kathy?
I think they're called next generation homes or something like that.
And ADUs, is that what we were talking about? ADUs, they're detached from the main home.
No, actually, it's all together, but it's like they just have a door in between, and they have a little kitchenette, I think, and a bedroom and a sitting room. But
so like a mother-in-law unit.
Yeah, I think that's more like a mother-in-law unit kind of thing. So it's not a very big space, but it is is separated. So it gives them a little more privacy.
Sure. Yeah, we talked about that too, Tina. How would you go about financing that?
Yes. And I'm glad you brought that up, Kathy. I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of times we'll have in the Asian community, we'll have mother-daughter, mother-son, son, brother, sister, brother, uncle. We don't care. I don't care who's living, who wants to be on this loan. And some American cultures are like, there's no way I'm going to co-sign on him, with him. But in our culture, it's like, okay, you got my social security number here, just do it. And so we'll put mother, father, sister, brother, whoever wants to be in the loan. That is one way of obtaining those $2.5 million homes. Yeah. Everybody get on there and apply. And we certainly can do that. And it's very, very normal, very common.
I also have a friend. He's fairly young, and he sold a condo, so he had the down payment. But then he has a roommate who doesn't have the down payment but has income. And so, they worked out something where they bought a house together.
Bingo.
And that seems to work too, right? They get people get creative.
Bingo. And what is so cool, if you can get two people, even if you're not related, you can still get a home in the same house. Right. And then when you sell it, you each own half. So I'm so glad you brought that up. That is exactly what you can do. Tag team, you got a best friend, you guys buy a condo or apartment or duplex with each other. Absolutely.
Yeah. Or you build one of those ADUs, they call them, accessory dwelling units, a little house in the backyard, totally separate, but it's like a studio with a little kitchenette, bathroom. Really cool. And then the other option is, people are coming in and asking, we're actually looking for a home where a dad has to be in a wheelchair. We need a main floor primary, bedroom with a bathroom. And then the rest of the family can be on upstairs or downstairs, whatever. So talking really fast, because we had 1 minute left about a minute ago. I want to thank Kathy so much for joining us today. It was a fun conversation.
Thank you.
And happy Asian American, Pacific Islander, Native Hawaiian, whoever you are, everybody. It's your Heritage Month. Yeah. Have fun. Thank you for joining us. And from John L. Scott, Kent North, I'm Violeta Strash. And then we have...
Yes, I'm from Guaranteed Rate Affinity. I am Tina Lombard.
Thanks for having me. It's good
Thank
to see
you. Thanks, Daniel. See you all next week, 2:30. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Real Estate and Money with your hosts, Violeta Strash and Tina Lombard. For more information, call 206-717-4490. That's 206-717-4490. Go to the Rainier Avenue Radio.world website to find the Real Estate and Money schedule, or tune into our live show every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3. We will help you find your dream home.